This episode of This Week in MMO is brought to you by Netflix. For a free 30-day trial, head on over to netflix.com/GameBreakerTV.
GameBreaker TV.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to This Week in MMO episode 132 for February 15th, 2013, not 12. You're watching GameBreaker. I'm Gary again, and coming up on the show today, Bungie's secret project Destiny is going to be revealed. Wildstar showing off a new faction, and the Elder Scrolls Online food truck confirmed. All that and more, but first, right here on GameBreaker.tv. You know him, you love him. Winter Informal. Jason Winter.
You know, I was going to try to come up with a good joke today about what happened in Russia, but every punchline I came up with was just very thin, very shallow. I just couldn't come up with anything meteor.
Dude, that was a good one. But dude, I went home. I was freaking out. I was tweeting like crazy. I was like, "Holy crap! You seen this? We're gonna have a meteor shower tonight." I think the big one is supposed to fly by tonight, right?
I think it already did, actually.
No, really? Damn.
Yeah, I think it was a couple hours ago.
Stupid meteors. Did you know this? Hey, Hillary, aka let me get Hillary in here as well.
I'm here.
I'm going to talk about meteors, so this might go on a little while. Did you know this? I didn't know. I had no idea. Did you know when you see meteorites, like in a meteor shower, when you see like if there's a shower and you go out at night and you see them? Do you know how big they are? I had no idea. I didn't know this till yesterday. They're like the size of a grain of sand.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy?
When you have that much speed and energy going through the atmosphere, creating all the air resistance, it can really heat up things and make stuff glow. That's a scientific term for it. It makes stuff glow.
Make stuff glow. Mm-hmm. Hi, Hillary. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm really looking forward to that food truck. I'll be at the same location 4 times.
Yes, seriously. We've got that coming up in a second. I've got the schedule and everything for people who are looking forward to the food truck. But first, let's talk Destiny. So a lot of people out there might not even really know what Destiny is. Maybe you're not even paying attention to it. Destiny is the code name for a project that Bungie, the creators behind Halo, have been working on for a long time right now. So there's a lot of mystery surrounding what Destiny actually is. We think it's sci-fi. We think it's an MMO. We think it's a shooter. The debate is still up on all of these things, especially whether it's an MMO or not. Some of the interwebs are saying yes. Some are saying no. But finally, they held a press conference. I think not a press media event thing. I think it was yesterday, maybe Wednesday or Thursday of this week in Seattle. Invited a bunch of people who are much more important than we are, and kind of told them what Destiny actually is. So we don't necessarily know yet, but they're dropping the embargo on Sunday, which is an odd time. I think like 10 a.m. PST or 9:30. I think IGN gets the exclusive at 9:30. Everybody else gets it at 10. But have you guys been following this? Because I'm putting my money on that this is an MMO. I'm definitely putting my money on that this is an MMOFPS, PC, console. Probably not going to be cross-platform gameplay, but I think it's going to be on both consoles. Are you guys following this? The leaks and the court documents that have been released in the past few months, year? Yep.
Very loosely following it. Actually.
What do you think, though? What's your gut tell you? What do you think Bungie's making?
I don't know. I'm starting to not think that they're actually in unison with Titan, so I'm starting to not think it's an MMO. I'm starting to think it's a multiplayer.
You think it's a
completely
multiplayer? You just think it's some sort of co-op, like new IP, kind of doing what Bungie knows best, a Halo.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that's what it is.
Jason, what do you think?
I think it's maybe not a full MMO, like thousands of people. Like I'm thinking maybe, because we're going to go over some quotes I know you have in your stuff and whatever a little later, but the way those make it sound like maybe it sounds like it's got to have some sort of multiplayer, interactive, open world-ish kind of stuff. Maybe more like a smaller thing, like a DayZ kind of deal, where it's only a small number of people playing it in an area.
It's kind of tough to pin down. I don't think I have any quotes, by the way. I'm trying to remember some off the top of my head from some
maybe
of the
maybe it's
documents.
what I read from the article that James did this week.
Yeah, we posted an article. It's up on GameBreaker TV. You can go watch it now if you want to catch up on what Destiny is. Because I know a lot of MMO players really are not even paying attention to it because nobody really knows definitively if it's an MMO. So MMO heads are like, I don't know. And they're just like, they don't even know what it is. So we posted a big article trying to get you guys all up to date. I don't know. We covered it this week. I think come Sunday, we're going to be covering it a lot more. A couple months back, I think there was a leak of some artwork. And there's been some weird statements here and there that have happened. One of the statements really early on, a long time ago, is one of the devs made a comment like it's World of Warcraft in space. They then said that was a joke and retracted that. I don't know if I really find humor like in that. I don't really see that. I don't know where the punchline is in that joke. It seems like you just say it like that's funny. I don't know. Is that a joke? Another interesting.
Especially the part that I was looking at that I referred to as your gameplay is apparently, quote, social at its core with a world to explore with friends both old and new. So,
which
it's an MMO.
Yeah, that's what it kind of sounds like, or like I said, at least a DayZ kind of experience with it.
And then they use the term easily accessible, and I say that term means free to play.
Maybe.
Codename free to play MMO.
Really casual.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Maybe just talking about how the gameplay is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be super casual. It's Bungie. It's Halo. It's not gonna be. I don't know. That's not the. It's not
casual.
I don't think so.
You don't think Halo is? I mean, not saying
I think it's easily accessible, but I don't think it's gonna be. I don't know. We don't know. Sunday. We got a GameBreaker writer standing by on Sunday morning to do as much coverage as we possibly can. So make sure you keep it dialed in here, and we'll have some new, whatever we have coming out, we'll be spitting it out as fast as possible. I mean, Bungie's been working on this in partnership with Activision, and like you said, Hillary, I think the other rumors, but not rumor, but the other speculation from a lot of the interwebs is that the whole Titan thing, right? And Activision. Blizzard working on Titan, which is an MMO. We hear FPS. We hear, I don't know.
A lot of people are speculating MMOFPS for Titan.
Right, exactly. So now it becomes the question, though, would they want to do two competing products that are that's similar? Would we want two MMO FPSs set in space?
That's why I don't really understand it. If it is an MMO FPS, why would they be doing, Destiny as well? That doesn't really make sense unless they're working together. That's why I said, it might just be a large multiplayer instead of an actual MMO, or it might be in tandem with Titan. I don't know. Because it doesn't make sense that they're going to release two games that compete with each other. That doesn't make sense. I mean, maybe it makes sense, but it doesn't.
There are some talk also that it's a trilogy, so we know it's like multiple releases or something.
Yeah, for every 2 years of them, they've got something planned. So that's weird that you would have that sort of planned out like that.
Yeah, I have no real info. Like I have no inside info from the media conference, but I have talked to a couple industry people that are pretty damn smart and definitely know people, and I've got 2 calls this week, both telling me it's definitely an MMO. That's what I've heard. So, and they're from pretty reliable sources, although I know for a fact they were not at that event. So it's not like they were feeding me false. But I know that for sure. But they do tend to know what they're talking about. Got 2 calls this week definitely saying it's an MMO. That got me really excited. That's when I was like, hey, everybody's got to start covering this thing. And I think the other thing that people are wondering about is when is this thing going to come out? So it's been in development for quite some time. We are going to assume it's going to do a console release with Bungie. I'm going to assume maybe it's going to be PC and Xbox. Now the big question becomes do we actually get with this reveal that it's going to be like a 2013 release or something crazy like this year, maybe for Christmas on the current console? Or are they going to push this thing out and say this isn't coming out till the next gen console, which hasn't even been announced yet?
I thought one of them was announced for holiday this year, wasn't it? Like this, what's the 720?
No.
I'm making that up?
No, okay, you're totally making that up.
Okay. Yeah. I thought the new console was coming out this year.
We'll give you a break. We know you're an MMO guy. Yeah,
exactly.
No, 720 is not coming out this holiday season. Lucky if we'll see it next holiday season. We're still waiting for a PS4 announcement, which is coming up. I think there's some sort of Sony thing happening, but will they release this on the current gen consoles?
If you're gonna have that much, if you're planning on it for the next, well, the one confirmation is that there's gonna be something out in 2013. So if there's no new console coming out, you kind of have to. If they're gonna do every 2 years, that is kind of strict schedule in 15, 17, and 19. Don't you have to then? And doesn't then that have to make it so that what they are talking about the 720 about having it be backwards compatible with 360 games?
So many questions will be answered. Hopefully on Sunday. I don't know.
Come Sunday, it's just like a new trailer, and we released some info about the style of art. That's all.
I think it's pretty clear that they have said that they are going to reveal what Destiny is. So I think we will get enough info exactly like what kind of a game is this. You know, I don't know. I don't think we'll get a release date, but we're going to get some meat really around what the game actually is. I don't know. Would you guys be excited for a Bungie MMO shooter?
No.
Why? Why?
I don't know. I'm not. I'll try it, but I'm not like super psyched about it.
Really? Like, I don't know if I'm. I think the only other thing that gets me more excited is Titan. Like, I don't know what. I think this. I can't think of a company.
I'm excited about Titan because I really got into World of Warcraft, but I liked Halo 1 and 2, but I didn't really get into the Halo series beyond that, and I certainly didn't really fangirl over it, and so I'm just not that excited. And plus I just want to see what Blizzard's doing next and if they're going to be able to beat WoW. Which I
love that you just like turn this around and talk about Blizzard. You're just like, I'm just going to divert and talk about Blizzard. I want to know what Titan is and I want a Blizzard game. I am super psyched that if Bungie were to do an MMO in like a cool sci-fi setting, like, like some of the artwork, it looks awesome.
The thing is, there's so many MMOFPSs now coming out. I mean, obviously we've had PlanetSide, we've got Dust coming out, we've seen, some of us have seen Defiance. It's like, will this necessarily blow all of those away, or am I just as happy to have those other games around?
I think it looks like Star Wars.
I'm going to put some money on the fact that it's Bungie and they did such a kick-ass job with Halo that, yes, it's going to blow a lot of the other MMOFPSs out of the water. I'm going to say, yeah. There's no way
that Bioware did a kick-ass job with Knights of the Old Republic, too.
All right. This week in Negative MMO, episode number 113. We don't like anything. We don't like anything that might come out on consoles. We only like high fantasy, dragons, and old school games. All right, let's talk about some other stuff. Here, you guys will be happy about this one. Wildstar. The fest continues. Some more news this week. It doesn't really have elves, but kind of looks like World of Warcraft. So I think Pocket and Jason will like it.
Funny girls.
They're really the marketing train is starting to move along here. So we've got we're not playing any videos anymore on the show, unfortunately, because YouTube hates us. So we've nixed videos, so I can't play the trailer. So if you want to go watch the trailer, it's on GameBreaker TV. But hopefully you guys both watched it. And I got to say, the Carbine is killing it with their trailers. Like,
they make good MMO or not MMOs, good trailers.
Well, yeah. No, they don't make good MMOs at all. The MMOs suck. Kidding. Really.
I'm gonna mail them this.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. I think our legendary friend Chris Hannell had his hand in this latest video. I believe. I think that's what I've heard. I'm not sure, but I'm sure he's part of a team. The whole team. I think they're nailing beyond belief, which I think is awesome for MMO companies to get. Is like just the personality and the humor and the character that they're creating with the voiceover and the voice acting is just super top notch and something that like MMOs have sucked at for so long. They really have. Yeah. I mean, those days of flyovers, we talk about them all the time. Those are done. If you're making an MMO and you're doing a flyover video to get me excited, forget it. Like Carbine has like upped the ante again on what these videos to get us excited about games should actually be. But the big news this week on the video is the second faction. So with 3 new races they're showing right now. Did you guys get the sense? I got the sense from the video that there still might be one more remaining. You guys pick up on that?
Yeah, that was kind of neat when he glossed past that one little bit with the gun. We're not talking about them, and he just moves on to the next race. So maybe is that a playable faction, or is it maybe like some grand overarching villain that everybody has to fight? Could be something like that.
Don't know.
Yeah.
But we've,
Although he said that they specifically fight the exiles. So, I mean, maybe, I don't know.
what do you guys think of the Dominion? The Dominion is the new race on show. Kind of got a Rebels versus Empire kind of vibe going on a little bit.
Well, you can't have the rebels without something for them to rebel against, right?
What do you guys think about humans?
I liked it.
What do you guys think about humans on both factions?
It's smart because I think the majority of players roll human because they want to be pretty or buff and manly. That's the honest truth. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of I wasn't a huge fan of the way the demons or the robots look. Plus, I don't like clunky characters. I like more graceful and fast-seeming characters, and so humans are usually the way to go.
And you get that. I bet you didn't see this coming. That nobody saw that the bad guys are English. Nobody saw that coming. I'm sure.
Wait for the one that shoots lightning from his fingers. Looks really old.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a smart move to have humans on both sides. I think I don't know if I've ever seen any statistics about them being the most popular playable race in MMOs. Actually, wouldn't mind seeing a statistic on that. And if they are, I feel like a lot of people do probably choose human. I wonder if that would actually help with faction imbalance as well.
Well, I have an idea that, at least from Star Wars, there are a lot of humans. In fact, there's like the only two races I really see a lot of are the humans or the Chiss, which are blue humans. So every now and then a Twi'lek, every now and then a Sith, but the Sith are they look like their faces are melting, so you can't make that pretty.
And then you also got the mechanical guys, and you got those animalistic warrior dudes going on. I don't know, which faction would you guys prefer so far of what you've seen of Wildstar? What do you like? I'm kind of going human. I kind of go human in a lot of my games.
Yeah. See, I have to mix it up. I like to try because I'm tired of being human. I was human a lot in earlier games, so I like to do something different.
Like,
if you control it out with those demons, I'll totally be demon.
I want to know one of the robots. That's probably gonna be my choice for the Imperials or whatever they're called again.
Yeah.
The only thing about that is, like, how does the armor? Because one thing I really like is that armor is really visible on my characters, and the robot is just like, is he just gonna change to like pink armor suddenly? Yeah. That'd be awesome.
To match your hair.
Do robots have hair?
Are there girl robots?
Who knows?
Are there boy bunny men? Bunny girls?
Are there boy bunny girls?
Whatever.
So many questions needed to be answered by Carbine. All right, definitely knocking it out of the park though over at Carbine on the videos. Let's talk a little bit about Elder Scrolls Online, but in just a second, I want to tell you really quickly about a deal we got going on with Netflix for a free 30-day trial. If you guys have not checked it out, go over to netflix.com/GameBreakerTV. Sign up today and get an absolutely free 30-day trial. And people are raving about Netflix original House of Cards with Kevin Spacey. David Fincher's the director. This is a Netflix original show that cannot be seen anywhere else, and it's on the streaming service. It's getting awesome reviews. So go check it out. Go to, if you haven't checked out Netflix on the streaming service, you can, it's the service where you can stream to your iPad, your iPhone, your Xbox, your PS3, all the different devices, or your, probably your TV if you have the app and things like that, like an Apple TV. But use netflix.com/GameBreakerTV today. All right, let's talk about some Elder Scrolls Online. There's a little game coming up on the horizon. I don't know, maybe some of you guys have heard about it. I don't know. You guys might actually like this one. It's got dragons and, warriors.
Another fantasy. There aren't many fantasy ones out.
Well,
and they might not actually like any.
You guys don't seem to really like anything else besides, so I figure maybe you'll like this one, and it's made by, I don't know, a company that, I don't know, do you like Skyrim, maybe? I don't know. It's not really by Bethesda. It's ZeniMax,
Skyrim's good.
I don't know. Okay, maybe you heard of the IP. I'm not really sure. So coming up on it, no, it's a side-scrolling, platformer. Yeah,
top down. It's the side-scrolling, but yeah.
Exactly. So March 10th, mark the dates. There's going to be an Elder Scrolls. There's an Elder Scrolls online food truck hitting conventions and universities across America. Check this out. I definitely want to go. So South by Southwest, PAX East, University of Massachusetts, Michigan State University, University of Colorado, University of Arizona, and then, of course, E3 2013 right here in LA. I will definitely go hit up. Wonder what kind of food they're going to have. You think you're going to have like those giant turkey legs? you like go to like a Ren fair with, and you just like eat that smelly turkey leg. Because it's Elder Scrolls, right? It's big and burly.
Well, they did this for Skyrim too. I found pictures of the like box of food they gave out for the Skyrim food trucks, and it had like it was a dragon leg, as they called it. It's probably like turkey or something. So
they better have beer. Turkey legs and beer.
Did you see that turkey legs and beer on a campus?
At the college campus in the 1980s.
Yeah.
Al, Hillary, you'll actually be the first one at PAX. You're going to PAX East, right? That's the one you're going to? Yeah.
Yep.
See if you can get a picture of that for us. Let's check.
I'm going to go to...
Oh, can you do a food review?
It's coming to South by Southwest. I live in Texas.
Yeah. Can you? Yeah, there you go. Can you do a food review for us?
Can I do a food review? Yeah, I'll take my camera and I'll be sitting there eating while doing the review with my mouth.
Seriously. Do like a total like Anthony Bourdain thing, like sit down and just, like eat it and get everything on the menu and just taste everything and do a little interview with the people. That'd be great. I'd love to do a food review for
I hope it's awful. I hope the food is just like a loaf of bread. Here's your food. Oh, thank you.
Break some bread. So there's the schedule. Mark your calendars. Also, I'm not going to play it, but I don't know if you guys saw this. We just posted it on GameBreaker TV. It's on the front page, but probably the most awkward video you'll definitely see in a while. It's hilarious. The Elder Scrolls Online team hit 1 million likes on Facebook, so they made a thank you video, and it's great. If you had any doubts that the Elder Scrolls Online team is definitely built up on just awesome video game nerds who are very awkward when you turn a camera on, wonder no more, because they are.
You're talking about the fans or the team?
No, the team. It's the dev team. It's a video of the dev team saying thank you to all the fans for all the Facebook likes, and it's a little awkward, but it's hilarious and awesome, and it's our people. You should go watch it. It's great. It's good. If
it's not the Harlem Shake, I don't want to see it.
We're having a whole debate.
Sorry, I'm just having a negative Nancy day. Sorry.
Seriously?
No, but did you see the riot video? They did the Harlem Shake in their office.
Did not see it. Who has not done the Harlem Shake? We're going to try and do it virtually, but we don't know how we can actually make it happen because none of us are in the same office.
10-hour live stream.
Yeah, the Harlem Shake is the new planking, right?
Pretty. Kind of. Takes a lot less physical effort, though.
All right, let's move on. Negative Nancy's of the show this week. You guys are killing me. All right, let's talk about Camelot Unchained. So this is we've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks. Mark Jacobs, one of the guys, the guy pretty much behind Dark Age of Camelot, the Warhammer, and that is coming out. He's been posting a bunch of blog posts up about this new game he wants to make called Camelot Unchained. They're going to be hitting Kickstarter with it. So definitely keep an eye on that if you guys are looking forward to this. So we want to keep up on all the blog info that he's been kind of talking about, what is surrounding this game and what his ideas are. Some really interesting stuff. I know we were questioning whether all these posts were Mark, and it definitely is Mark because he's gone back and put all his names on the blog post. So maybe watch the show. We weren't sure. So this blog post was pretty interesting. Check this out. You guys might like this because Pocket just talks about UO all the time. Jason, he's like old school crotchety EverQuest player or something. I'm not sure, but full stat allocation in the game, as opposed to, leveling up and gaining stats automatically like we're pretty used to. It's kind of an old school concept. What do you guys think of this?
It's interesting.
Interesting.
It's not exactly like UO, because UO, you still had to gain your stats over time. Only, now it only takes about like 3 days. But in the beginning, it was like 2 weeks that you gain stats over time, and eventually, you didn't just get a whole bunch of stats to put into stuff.
I don't think that's how it's going to work. Like, I don't think you're just going to get a bunch of stats to input and stuff. We'll talk more about, there's some other things because it kind of gets into like kind of a skill-based system as well. But why do you think a lot of people are going to say this is like an old school system, but why do you think why is everything automated these days? I'm actually a fan of this, and I'm kind of I really like the direction that Mark's taking on this and kind of saying like, hey, we're going to make some choices and we're going to make you, the gamer, actually make some choices. And this is the first one, so if you guys are wondering maybe what I'm talking about, I should actually explain what I'm talking about here. So instead of you just dinging a level and your like stats going up or something, you're going to probably get some sort of stat pool with X number of points, and then you're going to have a bunch of places to allocate them, like strength and vitality and dexterity and stamina and things like that. And you're going to have to say, like, hey, I want to put a point here. I'll put 2 points here. I'll put a point here. And that's the way old school RPGs were kind of made. And it does a couple of things. It gives a lot of, it puts a lot on the user to make decisions and make unique characters. It also allows for you to screw up really bad and make terrible characters. But again, it's like...
Go ahead. Finish
it also what?
I was about to say, it allows you to screw up and make a bad character, but it also goes the other direction in that it makes it possible for people to manipulate the system in a certain way to make an overpowered character. That's probably why you don't see it so much, for both of those reasons.
I don't know. I'm a fan of this, though. I know some things weren't broken. I feel like I'm glad somebody's getting back to this. I'm kind of sick of like how a lot of the things in MMOs are kind of automated to some extent, and I would really, some of the other changes up. Stuff he's talking about here is race and gender selection is actually going to matter in the game. So as an example, they give us some races or genders that are better attuned to magic. I mean, that's even more old school, right? Like, making a choice and, having racials and actual stat bonuses and things like that. This is potentially rage inducing for people on the internet and gamers, but I think this is cool. Like, I'm kind of glad that somebody's doing this.
I know that in Ultimate Online, race matters if you're like an elf or a demon, even though there weren't elves originally. Anyway, but gender also mattered because the females could wear one extra piece of armor, and they eventually changed that, but that's how it was at first. So that did matter as well.
What do you feel about this?
Isn't that against most MMOs where the women wear less armor?
I know. I totally went against the mold there. They're like, she needs more armor.
Now, what do you guys think of this? This is totally speculation, but I'm going to ask, but what do you guys both think of this? What do you think because some of these ideas actually lend themselves to possibly doing this. What do you think if they actually make like female characters physically weaker and maybe make male characters like mentally weaker, like that sort of thing?
They totally need to make like the Amazon women. They do. And then make the men physically weaker and then snoo. Name your character snoo. I would totally do it.
I think a lot of people would... Go ahead, Jace.
I was saying, it could be something other than that. Like I have women are better with fire magic and men are better with water magic. You can make any other kind of dials you wanted. Men are better with axes, women are better with swords. You can make any kind of other sort of non-really sexual, gender-related thing. Just have it be an extra little thing you can tweak.
I mean, I think a lot of people might be really upset by some of these ideas, but I think that they could actually make for some really interesting gameplay and actually make some of those choices matter and have your character just matter a bit more.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really agree with the whole making women physically weaker if they plan on doing this, and then making men, mentally weaker. I think that would cause, and I'm speaking beyond just the obvious like gender reasons, but also the fact that some people will want to play females or males and not have to be like, oh, but I have to play this one. Because if I don't, then I won't get the bonus, basically. It's like...
I'm okay with those
Which is exactly why you don't see gender and racial stuff as much in MMOs these days.
Right, because it's not politically correct.
No, it's not because it's not politically correct. It's because if I want to make a fighter, do I have to make him a dwarf because dwarves are strong and hardy? What if I want to play an elf fighter? Well, elves aren't as strong, so I guess I can't play one if I want to have the most effective character.
I hope he goes this route. I hope he kind of puts you in a corner and kind of makes you a little uncomfortable and a little bit pissed off. I think sometimes it's good for the game. So check this out. So beyond that, weapons, right? He's talked about weapons that actually having physical strength requirements. So he's actually hoping that they can add in, he doesn't know for sure, but he's hoping that they can add in animations showing characters actually struggling if they're using a weapon slightly too heavy for them to actually be using. And continuing on with this old school trend, this gets to what you were kind of talking about a little bit, Hillary, is that if you keep hitting things with that heavy sword that's a little too heavy for you, you're actually going to get stronger. It's like working out.
Is that how it works in real life? If I use this and I can barely pick it up, then eventually I'll get stronger.
It's the MMO equivalent of lifting weights, instead of doing the dumbbells, you're using the sword.
Except for you're doing it in combat.
I could see this sort of like, this kind of reminds me a little bit of Skyrim in a way where, I guess not Skyrim, but the older Elder Scrolls games where if you use skills, you could then, it'd be easier for you to allocate points to your attributes. Like if you use strength-based skills, when you leveled up, you could assign points to any of the attributes you wanted, but you might get a little more into strength because you've been using strength skills. So that's sort of a combination between a system that lets you have whatever flexibility you want to build yourself up, but also provides you with a little bit of templating. It gives you a little reason why you would gain more strength. Some old school RPGs do it that way too. They say that if you've been out out in the desert for the last 2 weeks, you can only spend your character points for leveling up on desert survival skills or something like that. You couldn't spend it on your merchant skills or something like that. So
check out this next one. I think all of these ideas are actually really cool. This one is actually hilarious. So here's another example he gave. He said that a lightning mage who was wearing or carrying too much metal is probably going to have a pretty bad time. Like, how hilarious is that? Cool. Like, how hilarious. You can't wear like a bunch of metal. You're casting lightning. Like, I think, I don't know. I feel like, I'll go back to my old school MMOs, but I think, they've automated a lot. And it sounds like, Camelot Unchained is that choices are definitely going to matter and make a very big impact on how you play the game, the characters and the choices that you make. I don't know. I think there's going to be good sides to that. There's going to be bad sides to that. There's going to be people who absolutely love this type of gameplay. There's going to be people who hate this type of gameplay. But I'm glad somebody out there is kind of going back and not chasing another WoW. I don't know. Do any of these ideas intrigue you guys at all? Are you looking forward to some of Mark's ideas?
I think that they're intriguing, and I think that if pulled off correctly, they'll be fine. But I also think that they really shouldn't focus on taking some of the bad design decisions out of old MMOs and old games. I do think that locking people into races and genders is actually a bad design decision. But, maybe that's just me, and there are many ways that you can make your character, whatever, more customizable and have many options beyond just locking people into something. That's my opinion.
What about you?
It does sound a lot like old school, like when I played first edition D&D way back when. There was a lot of that kind of stuff, and to some extent, all RPGs and even MMOs are somewhat derived from that. But there's a reason why they've diverged from things like having specific bonuses for races or genders or mages in armor having lightning stuff do bad things to them, and a lot of it is convenience. So like you say, a lot of people are going to they want it to have consequences, but the convenience factor is saying I build my mage and I use my level armor all the time. Oh wait, you use lightning spells. I got to go to my inventory screen. Got to change out all my armor. Okay, I'm done using lightning spells. Got to go back to my inventory screen again.
But can you really your warrior buddies?
Oh yeah, you really say though?
You have to play magic with them.
Let me ask you this though: can you really say that a lot of those sort of mechanics and things that they built into older games were technically bad design decisions, and that they moved, or did possibly, like, of course some of them were, and of course some of them have been, but I'm not saying all of, but part of it also is that as games develop, games always need a new angle and they need to just like build in new things. And partially, I think some of the ideas that have gotten into new MMOs aren't necessarily better. It was more, some of them are put into place more because like, hey, we have to do this different. Like we have to do this different than the last game because we need to make a new game and we need to be able to market it and say like, our game doesn't work like old school game. You want to play the new version. But doesn't necessarily, I don't know if that necessarily means that some of those ideas were bad.
Well, I agree with that. I'm just saying that one is bad. I mean, you can even say something like WoW. It was bad in WoW because it made it to where, if you want to do a hardcore arena or something, you rolled human because they had every man for himself. So the racials is what I'm saying. And how a lot of games, including even Rift had racials in it first. And if you remember in the betas, they actually finally just said no racials. No racials that benefit you in combat, pretty much.
And Mark, that doesn't kind of know what you're talking about. And Mark said that in one of his posts. He's like, I don't have to be where I decide. I have some shareholder saying, well, if you change this thing, you'll get another 100,000 subscribers. He's like, I don't care about that, and that's cool. That's good to have. But that's again the point. That's why a lot of companies have done those sort of things. Why they've made those changes, because they realize it gets you to a wider audience. Because it introduces convenience for the most part, and that's what a lot of people really want.
Right, but that doesn't necessarily make it a better thing. Like you were talking about, like
no,
no, it doesn't. It depends on your game. I don't know. I, for one, Mark, you can count me in. I'll be donating. I'll be kickstarting this bad boy. I'll be putting some money in for sure. I'm behind. What's that? Oh, help. Yeah, I'm saying I'm gonna donate to this one because I totally like all the ideas he's putting into this game. All right, let's move on. So, in some shocking news, an Eastern MMO is going to require some serious westernization. Age of Wushu, martial arts MMO, is the lucky game this time. But it sounds like the devs have a handle on it, hopefully, and they got to do some work to this. So they're responding to beta feedback. They're working on a major overhaul of the game's localization as well as the UI. Anyone check out Age of Wushu yet? I downloaded the client. I've got it on my desktop, and I have not gotten a chance to actually launch it. Anyone check it out?
No, I haven't.
I watched Jasmine stream it for a little while. I mean, it looked okay. Just didn't seem that special, I guess. I mean, obviously they're going for that whole Chinese martial arts thing, and there's a little bit of acrobatic stuff. She's only playing like the level 3 or whatever it was, so it's not like we saw a big raid or anything. But in those first few levels, I wasn't like, oh my god, blown away! This is the greatest thing ever.
I do know they're doing some. I don't have a list of all the different things that they're doing in front of me actually, but they are doing some crazy kind of. Aren't they doing like not bounties, but isn't there like all kinds of like I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my ass right now. No, there's like offline stuff that happens. Your character like is still like in game, and there's like I watched chat room. Are there bounties or something? I don't remember. There was some really intriguing stuff about it that I didn't know, and then somebody kind of clued me in, and some of our writers were looking at it, and I was like, oh really? Like that sounds kind of interesting. Let me download this.
You can get kidnapped.
You can get kidnapped. That's it. You can get kidnapped in game. So this got pushed back. They pushed back their initial February release. Hopefully we'll see it. I don't know, a month or two.
Well, you talk about needing a little more westernization. Take a moment if you can. Go to open a new tab. Go to the Age of Wushu site. So ageofwushu.com. All right. So I go there. I was looking this up today. I was like, okay, fine. Let me learn a little more about this game. So you go down a little where it says, I get the 4 pictures down at the bottom. Innovative combat system. You see that? Innovative combat system.
Okay, wait, hang on. Let me go to this right now.
Oh, yeah.
Age of Wushu. Doing it live. Let's see. Doing it live. Closed beta. Let's bring up the Age of Wushu's website. I'm sure. Oh, I got. Let's see here. Where are we going to go all the way down?
Scroll down to the bottom there.
Yeah.
Innovative combat system. It says there,
innovative combat system.
Draw on the strict logic behind martial arts. Each attack can be countered and exploited. Sounds great.
Okay.
Sounds like a lot of fun. How about become a character in a persistent world? What's that about?
Draw on the strict logic behind real martial arts. Each attack can be countered and exploited.
Where have I seen that before? Oh yeah, just to the left of it.
Oh. Yeah.
And then I tried to learn more about it. I chose to go to the community site, looked at guide, looked at first time in Jingyu.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and try reading that page. You don't have to on the air. Just everyone who wants to, just go ahead and go there.
Wait, well, I'm intrigued. Wait, go to the visit the community down here. This thing, visit our community site.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now where do you want me to
go? Media, or no, guide. First time in Jingyu, right on top.
Okay, first time in Jingyu. All right. Okay.
And then just
I'm with you.
try reading the first line of the create a character.
The character creating is similar as, is it Jingu?
Jingyu, I guess.
Jingyu, life, and Wuxia novel in Age of Wushu. It is an individualized setting. The freedom is gained is obvious. It is different from other games in appearance, setting, and choosing script and exploring Jingu. Where there are people, there is Jingu. Age of Wushu gives players real experience. In Age of Wushu, each account can only create one.
I guess they need more localization. I think we can agree with that.
Their site needs localization.
Might want to start with the website.
That is an interesting point. Right after it says in Age of Wushu, each account can only create one character. Now that's hardcore.
It might be.
No alts for you.
No alts for you.
And they ban you if you get kidnapped.
Speaking of failed Eastern MMOs, Final Fantasy XIV closed beta is kicking off in 10 days on the 25th. So keep an eye out for your inbox if you've signed up if you have signed up for the beta. Do you believe Jason Winter in Final Fantasy XIV?
10 days, you say? I think my global cooldown might be done by then.
Might be done. Follow Jason Winter on the Twitter @WinterInformal. And of course, come over to GameBreaker.tv and read all his great work right there. Hillary, do you believe Final Fantasy XIV? Do you believe?
Yes.
Hillary does. Follow her on the...
No, I believe in Destiny.
No, you don't. Follow her on the Twitter @PocketSays, and of course go to Pocket Productions and her YouTube channel. I Believe I Can Fly. Follow me @Gary Gannon. Follow GameBreaker TV @GameBreaker TV, and come over for the live show of This Week in MMO every single Friday at 3 PST. 333. Have a great weekend, guys, and we'll see you next week for more This Week in MMO.